With Logan slashing into theaters this weekend, I thought I'd talk about my favorite hero worship, badass, wild Western from my top 100. And that's right, I have a top 100. And I could have a top 500 if I wanted to, so you're welcome. It is currently ranked at number 38. It is The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. It's the longest title for my top 100, and it's also a long movie. The now Oscar-winning Casey Affleck leads this film beside Brad Pitt in what may be my favorite performance by him, that's Brad Pitt, as the infamous, the legendary Jesse James. You recognize that name, don't you? But what do you really know about him? He's a perfect subject for a film like this. Casey plays the titular Robert Ford, and from the titles we know where this is going. The young man, he's gonna kill Jesse James. But how can this be when the sweetly awkward and maybe creepily awkward Bob worships Mr. James? He has kept both figuratively and literally a treasure chest of Jesse's many fictionalized escapades, and now sweet, sweet Bob has a chance to join Jesse on a train robbery. This is practically his biggest childhood dream come true. From there begins the painful and gorgeous journey. This is no sprint. This is meditation. Its music pulls you in and creates curiosity as the narrator explains to us the state of Jesse's life after his many robberies and murders. And this is a narrator unlike many in films. This narrator is not a character in the movie we see. This narrator could be a historian.
The story you're about to hear is true.
We see what Robert Ford does not. We see a man. Bob sees a myth. The hero Bob has constructed in his own mind is slowly torn apart in front of him, layer by layer. Robert's first interaction with Jesse that we see is a lackluster conversation about stew and its ingredients, all the way up until Bob decides that the only way he can become like the hero he believed Jesse to be is to finally bring down the great and powerful outlaw Jesse James. Believe it or not, I haven't spoiled anything. This entire film is a powerful study into the maturing mind in a world of celebrities. Throughout my developing years, I had seen the world in harsh tones of black and white, and as I aged, the gray began to appear. I saw my immortal and pure heroes become flesh and blood. What can be more deeply dug into with a little more gusto is how this film represents itself as an anti-Western, a post-Western. The Western is one of the most important and influential genres in film history. It has spawned the careers of filmmakers and stars definitive to what American film is today. Within the Western are all the ingredients of what the giant blockbusters would become and are today. Logan as well owes the fast-paced chases, tension-filled standoffs, the lone hero archetype, large action set pieces, against all odds final act action, and the entire setting to the Western genre. And here comes this film, our Jesse James, failing us as a Western hero in the cold of winter. The action in this film is violent, quick, brutal, and final. There's no glorified gun battles, dramatic chases, and no true hero to root for, to admire, or believe in. Instead, we meet an aging man being tailed by a myth. An unforgiving Confederate who never believed that the Civil War ended. A man who sits in chairs and stares. A paranoid man of little admirable courage, only himself, only his selfishness leading him on. An ego in a shell, a shadow. Perhaps he allows Bob to latch on to him because sweet, sweet Robert is all that's left of a lie that is too good to be true, but just good enough to let stay a little while longer. I can't say there is a more beautifully shot film. Anything else is either as brilliantly captured on film or isn't. I've never found its equal in cinematography. I can barely speak to its perfection and quality of costumes, production design, and its sets and location, its pacing and script. It's all so good. You don't even see them as anything but just where this history, this story is unfolding. And that's a sign of a masterpiece. This film is truly where I began to pay attention to Casey Affleck. In 2016, he proved to be his own man through and through, But even before that, he made a case for himself as a nuanced performer, completely engrossed in character. There is an aging to Robert not created by makeup or CGI, but instead in his voice, in his eyes, in what once was a crooked smile. I've never seen Brad Pitt so disappeared into a role. I believed him to be Jesse James from the moment we saw him through the trees until we saw him no more. The words of the narrator provide for us much to ponder when looking at Jesse. What does this man want anymore when he has everything and nothing? The complexities and layers to Pitt are never fully shown out, not in a dramatic monologue or some big action piece. Instead, we experience Jesse most through the eyes of the supporting characters and through Bob. The mystery that Pitt creates in Jesse is an ever-deepening one. With each viewing, I see something new in those eyes, in those hands, in that voice. And there's no irony wasted, with Pitt, an enormous movie star and personality worshipped by many, having played an actual mythological hero, Achilles, a few years earlier in Troy. When we see Jesse, we see a celebrated man. As I'm sure Logan will be a heart-pumping and exciting tale of redemption, know that even though this film shares much with Logan, it is contemplative, patient, and damn brilliant. A thoughtful viewer could think a lifetime over with what is turned up within the Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Questions most people would not think of on their own. What will I become once all my heroes are dead? Can I too become a legend or only pretend to be? Do I have the special ingredient? If you find yourself disenchanted, be it angry or sad, be it frustrated or disheartened, find time too for this film to walk with you. Every hero we have has somewhere even hidden away a disappointing humanity we must learn to accept. Whatever Jesse truly was is lost in grief and jealousy and betrayal, all in the shape and form of Casey Affleck's Robert Ford. What a loss. The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford is written and directed by Andrew Dominic, based on the novel by Ron Hansen, shot by the master cinematographer Roger Deakins, nominated for 2 Academy Awards including Best Supporting Actor for Casey Affleck and Best Cinematography. Thank you for watching MOVI. Please like, subscribe, and share if you dare. In the comments below, tell me your favorite Western, post-Western, anti-Western, or Western-inspired film. And look forward to our very own review of Logan in theaters this Friday.